Hello! What have I learnt about Ferdy, or Ferdinand, who is my character from The Tempest? So basically, Ferdinand, Prince of Nepal. So he's son to Alonso, who is King of Nepal. So yeah. What have I learnt about Ferdinand? I've learnt that he's not an he's not as punts about as you think. He's a smart guy. He's not dumb. He's not a dumb prince. I can sort of tell this through one of my big speeches. There be some sports are painful. So basically, he's saying that people, like, he hasn't worked a day in his life, obviously, because he's a prince. So basically, there be some sports are painful, and their labour's delights in them sets off some kind of basis. So basically, that in itself is saying that people do hard labour. Yes, I'm aware of people doing hard labour, and they get something out of it, a goal. And basically, he's going through a list to tell himself, reassure himself that what he's doing is right. And what he's doing is right being that he loves Miranda, and he's doing it for his love for Miranda, because once he's done the work, he's free and he can be with Miranda, and that's his sort of goal. So his sort of objective after being landed on the island, is to be with Miranda. So midway through he gets that objective, so it then turns to going home with Miranda. So most of his objectives during the whole play of The Tempest is to be with Miranda, and that's all he wants. And again, he is an educated guy, but he also has a bit of an arrogant side to him. And that sort of arrogance I've studied is, I've looked at Made in Chelsea Boys, so like from the TV programme on Channel 4 E4. So Made in Chelsea, Spencer, he has a very, very nice arrogant side to look at. So it kind of, some of the stuff that he says, it fits with, it fits very, very well with a strange thing. Now that here he speak of Naples, he does hear me, and so he does I weep, myself and Naples. Myself and Naples is a very, very, like, poignant part of that line, because it's, okay, right, it's great to hear you speak of Naples, but you're talking about my dad, and my dad's dead, so you're kind of towing on the line, yeah? And that's where that whole extra aspect of the character comes in. And I really learnt, because at first with my sort of character I was a bit like, I'm not too sure, it's a bit of a pain, I've got to follow the script, and the script says that I've got to be poetic, but I had that totally wrong, and I don't. And that's something else that I've learnt this term, is about that I don't need to be poetic, I can be genuine to the text, I can be truthful to the text, and that's what my directors directed me to do, to be truthful with the text and to understand everything that I'm saying. And if I understand everything I'm saying, then the audience will too. It's like some of my feedback from a previous rehearsal was that the audience, I don't understand what you're saying, you obviously don't understand what you're saying for this line. And yeah, if I don't understand, how are you supposed to understand as an audience? No one knows. So yeah, that's something I've learned. Understanding my lines and understanding everything I'm saying. So yeah, that just really, really works, and it makes everything so much better. Also, I've learned that Ferdinand has, again, he uses his sort of suaveness, like, ooh, yeah, hey. He's not like spur of the moment. He does things that he already knows. So, for example, when he first meets Miranda, most sure the goddess on whom he dares attend, vouchsafe my prayer, may know if you remain upon this island. So things like that, like this sort of, oh, I'll call her a goddess, because if I call her a goddess, then that means that she'll think I think a lot of her. So if I think a lot of her, she'll be more willing to come back with me. So yeah, he's got that side to him as well. And then on top of that, he also has his own little idiotic sense, which if we look at how he conducts himself when he talks to Miranda at one point, because he doesn't think everything through, and that's where he becomes quite idiot, or he becomes a bit like an idiot and a bumbling fool, which is so much fun to play. So I will with quiet days, long life, the most opportune place, the strongest suggestion. That line when he talks to Prospero is that he's basically saying, if we were in a dark cave and we were the last two people on Earth and we weren't married, I still wouldn't rape her. Which is one of the stupidest things you could possibly say to your future father-in-law, or the father-in-law that you want to have. So stupid things like that. And also when he's like, again, chatting Miranda up, I'll say chatting or chirpsing Miranda in the first section, or the first couple of scenes, when he goes, my prime request, which I do last pronounce. So he's already stumbled, so he tries to fix it quickly. So it's like, my prime request, which I do last pronounce is, oh, you wonder if you be made or no. And that's kind of, again, that sort of edge that Ferdinand's got, which I really, really, really like. It's so many different layers to this character that I didn't quite realise at the start. So yeah, this term for me has been really, really good. Really good, really enjoyed it. So see you later.